Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well.
Yeah?
Yes, I'm a little sweaty.
Sweaty?
I am.
Well, what just happened?
So, we sat down to record our first ever episode of the Scary Movie Club.
Yeah.
And we got locked in our studio.
Yes.
Which the studio is actually the break room at my store. And we don't actually have a key for this door. And we had to previously break it in because we didn't have a key.
Right.
And so if you close it from the inside, you're stuck.
Yeah, which I had closed it, not knowing that, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I want like a good, almost soundproof room. Whoops.
Yeah. Whoops, indeed.
Yeah.
But through preparedness.
Yes.
And
sheer willpower.
Yes. Slight brutality.
It was necessary.
Yeah.
Ended up cracking the door.
Yeah.
And I feel like in that moment, you were the manliest man.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like the brutality factor plays into the film we'll be watching tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
All right. Well, good sir. Hello,
Hi.
Jay Bean.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, Victoria Lambert. How are you?
I'm all right, sir.
Yes.
So, welcome to the podcast. This is the Scary Movie Club. We are so stoked to be here. We are so stoked to talk to you guys, talk to everyone about horror.
Yeah.
About scary movies, about Halloween, about anything and everything involving spookiness.
That's right.
Yeah. And pretty much the goal of Scary Movie Club, it's super simple, man. Sharing scary movies and our love for them.
Absolutely right. We don't necessarily pick the best movies
No.
or the newest movies.
No!
We pick the movies that mean something to us.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, maybe it's the first movie you watched with, like, your significant other. Maybe it was your first date that you guys went on. Maybe it was when you fell in love with a specific actor. Maybe there was a character, like, on the screen that made you feel seen. Maybe that there was some representation there. Maybe it was just a movie you remember watching every Saturday night, like a visual security blanket. I have those. I love them,
Yep.
So, for whatever reason, though, we want to know what it is about that movie that moves you.
There are rules to the Scary Movie Club.
There are rules to the Scary Movie Club.
All members must follow these rules.
Yes.
There's 4 of them.
Yes, there are 4 rules here, guys.
Yes.
So, you got to come to the Scary Movie Club meeting with an open heart and open mind. Because, again,
Rule 1 right there.
Yeah, we're not talking about the greatest movie ever made here.
And the other thing to remember with these movies, a lot of them are pretty dated.
Yes.
Yes, there are things in these movies that under today's standards...
wouldn't fly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doesn't age well.
Right. That does not mean that we approve.
Correct. No, not at all. Not at all. No, what we're doing is mostly just appreciating where it brought us.
Exactly.
Right? So it's not more so like, man, that's such a great movie, and I watch it and I don't cringe when they say certain things.
Right.
But we appreciate what it's done for horror.
Right. Beyond that, rule 2, respect that each member of the Scary Movie Club has stories and experiences that are unique to them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's going to be a reason why we're, when we do have guests come on, because we will have guests come on this podcast. We want to hear from you. We want to know your favorite scary movie. We want to know where you're at now with it. We want to know, has it introduced you to other type of horror genre that you didn't think that you would like. You can be afraid of literally anything. So it's super fun to talk about. And with that being said too, rule number 3, remember that one person's trash is another person's treasure. So even if you may think, God, that movie is awful. Why are you talking about that? Like, why is that this person's favorite movie? You can think that, and that's totally fine. But, that is someone's treasure. That is someone's favorite movie.
The most important rule,
yes,
I feel, be safe and have fun.
Absolutely.
I know that's 2 things in one rule.
Right.
But it's our club, so we can do what we want.
Yeah. We set this rule.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did this because we wanted this to be like a safe environment. We wanted this to feel welcoming and to feel warm. We want this to be a fun, safe, ridiculous, because it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's going to be ridiculous, and I'm so stoked for it.
Yeah.
So
you will never be judged.
Yes.
In the Scary Movie Club. For being who you are and loving what you love.
Yep.
The Scary Movie Club is open to all.
You ready?
Are you ready?
Welcome to the Scary Movie Club.
Welcome to the Scary Movie Club.
goddamn glove on.
So, tonight.
Yes. What are we watching, Jay? Oh, well, let's do this.
Yes.
So first and foremost, this first episode, we're gonna introduce you to us. Obviously, most important, get to know your host, right? So, first up, Jay Bean is gonna tell us about his favorite scary movie.
That is correct.
Jay Bean, what's your favorite scary movie?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
We talking 1974?
We
talking
are
2003?
not. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I tried to throw a twist in there, but it didn't work. So yes, the original, 1974, the Tobe Hooper classic.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Beautifully done.
Yes.
One of, and what's so cool about this movie, I think, is that it's one of those things where, you know, you try to remember it and you're like, man, that was a gory movie, that was really brutal and things like that. And you know, when you go back and watch it, no. So
I have my notes.
Yes, break out the notes.
Okay.
Man.
I don't remember the exact experience of the first time I saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that, because first time I watched it, I didn't like it.
Really? Okay.
At that time, it was probably towards the end of high school, junior, senior year.
Sure.
I had grown up on a healthy diet of Jason Voorhees and Freddy Krueger, and all of that kind of like slasher stuff, and a lot of the C&D grade stuff off of that.
Sure.
So it was all about the blood and the gore and the jump scares and the ridiculous over the top and how much blood can we get on the screen.
Yeah, like how gory can you make this effect?
And
you know
Texas
what I mean?
Chainsaw had none of that.
You're right. And what's even more fun is Texas Chainsaw coming out in 1974 was actually like it originated this like almost the entire slasher genre. Mm-hmm. It gave you that hulking, lurking, faceless murderer, you know? And it opened the doors for Jason. It opened the doors for Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because we wouldn't have those characters today if we didn't have Leatherface.
Right. And what's so great to me about this movie is that it is a movie that unravels itself to you the more that you watch it.
Absolutely.
Because when I eventually came back to it, like all the things that I didn't like about it, the fact that it didn't have any gore, there were no jump scares, there was no music, like all of that stuff, those are the things that scared the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
Because all of a sudden, like, you know, it's not a gory, over-the-top kill. It's brutal, and it's efficient, and it's done. Yeah. It's not like, this is a special occasion for me. This is my everyday. Yeah. So that's terrifying.
Your imagination is taking it further than what the movie's giving you.
Yes. Yeah. And, you know, it's been called, that it almost has like a documentary type feel.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And part of it is because there's no music, you know, and it's not done like the Italian cannibal movies, like Cannibal Holocaust, where like, oh, we lost them and found the footage. Like, no, this is presented as like you are living it. Yeah, like that's how it feels because it's so stark. And the people at the beginning, you know, Sally, Jerry, all those, you know, Franklin. Yeah. The reason that they seem so like blasé and whatever is because a lot of this dialogue is made up. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just existing. Yep. So you are... Oh, I know, June. We do have to introduce...
Introduce the pod dog.
Yeah, so Junie is my puppers, my dog, my puppy.
Yeah, Miss Junie B. Jones.
Yes, she's my best friend.
Other than me, of course.
Of course.
She's the four-legged best friend.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless
you have four legs and I am unaware.
Yeah. No, I do hide the other two pretty well.
Oh.
They only come out at night when I'm haunting the houses on my street.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's useful.
It is. It helps me climb up walls, so I just like sit in corners.
That's so cool.
Think Hereditary.
How have you never told me this before?
Because I don't think I ever wanted to scare you that bad. Although it would be very fun. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, you go home like, oh, what a long day. Holy shit!
That's frequently how I am when I come home anyway, because I'm like, oh, God, no one cleaned my house while I was gone.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I have to say, what is so cool about your house is my favorite room. It's my favorite room. It is the action figure room.
That's right.
Now, Jay and I, we were coworkers. That's how we met. Mm-hmm. And we bonded over our love of horror. And currently, actually, it was really funny. One of the best conversations that we had was about the shirt that I'm wearing right now. So, I am wearing a shirt, and it says Squad on it, and it's got, who we got here? We've got Freddy, we've got Michael, we've got Leatherface, we've got Jason. So you had on almost like a Run DMC shirt,
right?
With a few of the same characters.
Yeah, it had Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface.
Yeah. So we're like, oh my god, that's hysterical. So we took a picture together, like right next to some board.
Yep.
And then it just kind of blossomed into where we are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he's got this rad action figure room. He is an avid collector.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, don't say that out loud.
It's tens of dollars.
Hitting the cutting room floor.
Tens of dollars.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he works up these incredible, like, scenes with his figures. I mean, you've got a ton of horror figures.
I do.
Yeah.
I built a diorama.
Yes.
For the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Which actually, the only reason I built it is because I commissioned someone else to do it, and the one they sent me was a total piece of garbage.
And you're like, I can do better myself.
If he happens to hear this podcast, I'm so disappointed in you.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It is cool. No, it's super cool. I love, anytime I'm over there, man, I love going in there and seeing some of the new figures you have. You do a lot of reorganization, too, which I really appreciate. As someone who, like, thrives in an organized environment, I super appreciate it. They're all, if he has different versions of one action figure, they're all together, which is super cool. Yeah. It's very aesthetically pleasing.
There are going to be other action figure collectors who hear that that's how I display things and go, you can't do that.
No.
You can't mix.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Just like the Scary Movie Club, Action Figure Club is open for everyone.
Yes, Action Figure Club is...
However you choose to enjoy your action figures is up to you.
Yep. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, or 10.
Right.
Action figures are... I mean, that's how I feel about Legos.
Yeah.
I love Legos.
They're super rad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, one of the things we bonded over when we first became friends was the fact that I built a 2,000-piece haunted house with working lights. And it took me a week and a half to build it. But I did it, and I loved it.
The dog is just passed out, by the way.
Junie's over it. She's like, you guys have talked enough.
Anyway, the movie.
Yeah, bring it on back.
Yeah.
Who do we have on screen right now?
The hitchhiker has just joined our crew.
Yep. In the van.
The doomed crew.
Yeah.
Doomed crew.
The 100-degree van that they filmed in.
Yeah. People forget, like, cameras nowadays, you have on your phone. You have a camera, and it's a good quality camera.
It is, yeah.
Cameras back in the day were gigantic.
Heavy.
And hot.
Hot.
And they filmed this movie in Texas in the summer.
Yep.
One of the hottest Texas summers on record.
Yep.
And to run the camera, it's not just one person.
No,
there's between 3 and 4 people who are needed just to get the shot. So in every shot, you have all of the actors. You have, in one scene, the hitchhiker's leg is in the scene. So he's in the van because you don't have a fake leg, Yeah. So that right there is 6 people plus at least 3 more. That van's not that big.
No, it's not. Know? Yeah, you're filming in Texas heat in August.
Yeah.
It's the 70s.
Windows up.
Windows up, yeah.
If you notice, they're covered half the time.
They are, and what I read too, what I love about this is that these costumes that these characters are in, or they weren't allowed to wash them.
Nope.
Because they were worried the colors might fade.
Yeah.
They weren't. They really. I mean, even Leatherface, the one of the masks he wore, I think it was 16 hours. He didn't. You take it off to breathe every once in a while, but 16 hours in that mask.
Awful.
In the Texas heat.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. With the exploding the picture
Yeah.
after Franklin refuses to buy it. In Gunnar Hansen's book, he tells the story about the first time they shot it. They didn't have a pyrotechnics expert.
Yeah.
He just dumped something out, nearly exploded the entire van.
Yep.
Yeah. So everyone was pissed. So it's funny. A lot of the emotions that you see on screen are 100% genuine.
Yeah, they were tired. They were hot. They were over it.
They hated